and Jeremy on the Lou Information Station.
Today is John Cena's final match. It's all things Cena. You could see us. If you want some, come get some. Today on Wrestling on the Spectrum.
Yes, sir. Wrestling on the Spectrum. As you guys can see, we don't have Patrico and Jeremy, but we're making it do with the tag team of Rye and Brody.
Yes,
sir.
That's right. A lot is going on today. And John Cena's final match, and I'll say this, I'm going to start off opening statement here. John Cena is a generation-defining wrestler and probably one of the biggest box office attractions in the history and the sport of professional wrestling, particularly in the 21st century. And this is an emotional day for me because, let's say that I was born in 2002, and John Cena debuted June 27, 2002. And Cena, this is like the start of the end of my childhood. You know, we graduated from college this year.
Fact.
And, you know, we grew up watching John Cena our whole lives. And we've been through this in recent years where Tom Brady retired in football, Albert Pujols retired in baseball, Miguel Cabrera retired in baseball. And you get all the older guys. I grew up watching Hulk Hogan. I grew up watching Ric Flair. I grew up watching Steve Austin. Well, guess what? I grew up watching John Cena. And that's ending tonight. Or at least we believe it's going to end tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, you know.
But it's going to end tonight.
You never know with wrestling. But the thing is, John Cena did go on Pat McAfee's show and say, this isn't going to be like any other wrestling retirement. He said this is it. He wants to go on to other ventures. That could be acting. That could be business. He's not even thinking about the money. He's thinking about just becoming the best person he can be. And we just have to respect that and just know that right now this is it. And me being born in 2003, he's been in my wrestling like fandom all my life as well. So it's just crazy that John Cena is actually quote unquote retiring.
Yeah, it's I hate using the word surreal, but you knew this day would come. You just didn't know when it was going to come. You always knew it was going to come, but you didn't know when the day was going to come. But this whole retirement tour, it's been a lot this year. I can't lie. The retirement tour has been, you know, a very hectic and a lot of dream matches. He's faced Randy Orton, CM Punk, familiar rivals. He's gone up against new opponents. This is the first time John Cena has ever wrestled Gunther, by the way. So I think it's interesting because you grow up reminiscing about John Cena. I think his biggest rival ever in history is Randy Orton. I think CM Punk is number 2 on the list. He's had several other big opponents, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Edge. And I'll say this because this is Cena's origin a little bit for those who don't know. John, originally from Massachusetts, he played college football at Springfield College, Division III. And John ended up going to California and pursuing some type of career. He worked in a Gold's Gym. You know, he was really coming through the pike. And John ended up going to Universal Pro Wrestling, ran by a slug of a human being named Rick Bassman. And of course, when Bruce Pritchard came down there and discovered John Cena, and he ended up, the best thing that ever happened to him is when Bruce Pritchard and Jim Ross brought him into WWE, and he ended up going to OVW in Louisville, Kentucky with Danny Davis, Jim Cornette, and Rip Rogers. And we talked about it last week. He was the prototype. He developed that originally, Rick Bassman's Universal Pro Wrestling, and he ends up really going to OVW, and he ends up being a prodigy there. Jim Cornette compared him to the next Ric Flair. He even had a little bit of the blonde hair dye. He was paired with Rico Constantino and Kenny Bolin and Bolin Services, and they pushed him to the moon. There he would face rivals, and those rivalries really developed in Batista and Randy Orton. He had his first match with Orton in OVW. He beat Batista for the OVW World Heavyweight Championship. And Cena was one of those guys that when you win the OVW World Heavyweight Championship, it's like being named the top prospect. It's like we acknowledge that you're one of the top guys in developmental. And from there, John ends up in the WWE as we know him today, though it was a little bit of a tumultuous beginning. He debuted June 27, 2002, just as a guy putting Kurt Angle over, a more established star. So for people who think, well, all stars, they need to come in and win on their first night, that was not the case for John Cena. John Cena put over Kurt Angle, and it was rough for him, but then he started to infuse hip-hop and rap into his character, his presentation. You saw this all throughout. Starting, he dressed as Vanilla Ice on a Halloween. Then he started wearing basketball jerseys. Then he really enhanced the Doctor of Thugonomics, the word life, the Tony Yeho dance. That's how he came up with the You Can't See Me. And all of that stuff, his song, his music, it infused. And of course, in 2005, he would win his first WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 21. And from there, John Cena became one of the biggest box office attractions in the history of the sport of professional wrestling, especially in the 21st century. Of course, selling all that merchandise, granting all those wishes for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He has truly been a staple in wrestling for so long. He's on a Mount Rushmore, maybe for some. He's not on mine, but he's on Mount Rushmore for a lot of fans. I wore a John Cena wrestling t-shirt at my first wrestling event I ever attended live. That's how much John Cena is meant to the sport of wrestling. He is meant for a generation. He is a generation-defining wrestler. He is the catalyst of his generation. I understand there are others, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, all those guys that kind of came up in OVW. But John Cena defined a generation. Ryan, what are some of your favorite John Cena moments, or that really defined it? Because he defined your generation also.
Yeah, he defined my generation as well. I didn't remember the ruthless aggression, but I know that was not it, and it kind of flopped. And I just remember him coming out with the jerseys and stuff when I was younger, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. And then he just morphed into just a powerful figure to all children. You know, like when you go and you're watching a wrestling event and you just see that never give up, and it's all in patriotic colors, or it's in green. It doesn't really matter, but you know who it is, and you know it's just a staple. Like, I just remember all the feuds that he's had with the greats like Randy Orton, and the feud with CM Punk, which I think is one of my favorite. It's a defining moment for me back in the day when it was like when CM Punk, he left and all of that. John Cena was a part of that, and that just really stuck with me. That's one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think Cena's final run, he's faced a lot of those familiar opponents, like I said. And John is very giving. He was a student of the game. When he was in OVW, he trained under Rip Rogers, Jim Cornette, Danny Davis, as he is acknowledged in the past, a wealth of information, really a student of the game. And very rarely do you see this in sports. I mean, yes, LeBron James and Bryce Harper and Peyton Manning and Derrick Henry and Adrian Peterson, guys who were prodigies when they were younger, and then you're seeing them blossom through and they live up to their billing. The reason why John Cena is so beloved is because he was billed as the prototype, billed as being this top guy, and he lived up to his billing and then some. He ended up ascending to the status everybody thought he would get to. Rarely does that happen in sports. And people don't remember because they're younger maybe, or they don't remember in the recent years where he's kind of been in Hollywood and in wrestling. He's been a part-timer, and it's like the career of Albert Pujols. They don't remember the guy that was in the Cardinals. They remember.
They're thinking about the guy that's going on right now, and they need to think about the guy from the past.
Oh, Ryan. I mean, I know that his in-ring work, he works a little bit of a safer style. His promo ability, God, his promos, especially in his younger career, oh my gosh. I mean, that guy had some of the best promos in wrestling in the century. He's had some of the best matches in the century. He's defined the 21st century. That's how legendary. He is a Hall of Famer in every sense of the word. There is no shortage of this. I mean, I can go on all the WrestleManias he's main evented. He's had 2 WrestleMania main events against The Rock. He's had WrestleMania main events against The Miz. He's main evented WrestleManias against JBL, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Roman Reigns. He's wrestled Roman Reigns. He's going to wrestle Gunther for the first time. He's wrestled Brock Lesnar. He's wrestled Batista even at WrestleMania. He's wrestled so many guys. He's wrestled everybody. He's wrestled AJ Styles. He's wrestled Seth Rollins. He's wrestled everybody. He's a 5-time United States champion, a 4-time tag team champion. He won the Intercontinental Championship this year. He's a record-breaking 17-time world champion. There's a reason for this. For fans who just don't like him, whatever reason, love him or hate him, he is defined a generation. Whether debating he's the best or not the best, we'll have that debate. You can have that debate all day long. But you cannot deny that John Cena is a generation-defining wrestler and marking the signal of an end of childhood for a lot of us wrestling fans.
It's the end of an era, just like when LeBron retires, just like you have to put that in that same perspective. And that's the question I wanted to ask you, too, about just this past final run. like Brody.
Yeah.
Do you think like the storyline, do you think WWE and Cena got it right? Because I heard from some more interviews that there was a lot of pivots. There was a lot of different things that was going on because, he was heel at first and he was with The Rock and it was all of that stuff. And then it pivoted to being more nostalgic. And so how do you feel about it?
Well, let me say this. I think John Cena and Gunther is the perfect final match. I think for Gunther, this is important because people are going to, in wrestling, they always talk about dream matches. What if we saw Undertaker and Sting, or what if we saw Hulk Hogan and Steve Austin? That's what this match is going to be. We are going to get to see Cena Gunther. There is no going to be question hanging over everybody's head of, are we going to see this match? No, we're seeing it now. And I think we got to the right ending. There may have been bumps on the road. Yeah, he turned heel. Maybe it didn't go in an ideal manner. Sure. It kind of had its ebbs and flows. But I'll say this. We got to where we were ultimately going to be all along, and that is John Cena. He is the generation. This is like an NBA Finals for those in the NBA if LeBron James were to face Victor Wembanyama. That's actually can't happen because it's in the West. But it's the same idea of an older, more established star going up against a younger star on the rise. That's what this kind of is. Envision a Western Conference Finals of the Spurs and the Lakers. This is what this would be. This is what this is. And we ultimately got to the final conclusion we needed to get to.
Yes, this is the passing of a torch, and I wouldn't want it to be passed to anybody else. I know the past few months I've been saying it should be Carmelo Hayes or it should be somebody, but no, you want this match to be with somebody who takes wrestling as sacred as on the mat. You need somebody like the Ring General to take Cena down. And I'm calling it tonight. Cena is going down for sure.
Yeah. I think Ryan, you're right. And I think it would end on a sour note if he didn't, because that would not be the consummate professional that John Cena is. The consummate professional puts over the up and coming guy on the way out. The consummate professional, that's what they would do. It's almost, if John Cena wins tonight, it would be so uncharacteristic. I think it would end on a sour note if he won, because then it's always the rhetoric against, he just buries talent with that perennial shovel. No, you got to go out. If you're John, you put over Dom in San Diego, put over Gunther. Imagine this. I know they call Randy Orton the legend killer, and he had that incredible run. Think about this. Gunther's retired 2 wrestlers in the same year. Goldberg and Cena. That's a massive push, and he probably is going to face Brock Lesnar next year and face CM Punk, and I'm looking forward to that. But that's a major push you're giving to a guy. And you're right, Ryan. He takes wrestling as such he takes it sacred. His intensity, you feel it, and not only in his his voice. Yeah. He's passionate. He cares, and that's what I think that's why John picked Gunther to be his final opponent, because John was such a student of the game. Like, he cares about wrestling, and that's what we miss in wrestling. These guys, and I hate this, I'm not going to name out specific names. They just go on social media and have all of these. They go after veteran wrestlers, and they think what they do is so incredibly awesome. And they, when they're really not that good, and they talk about these guys, they don't need to tell you that they're good. They just are over because they do it in the ring. They let you know on the mic, and they let you know in the ring. They don't tweet about it on social media and send you a highlight of them going through a table or any of that stuff. These guys wrestle. These guys don't do stunts a lot. If they do stunts, they actually mean something. They don't resort to broken glass or barbed wire or blood.
You're right.
This is what they do. You don't need to resort to those things to be a legendary wrestler. And all these fans, I know they're fans that are into that stuff, and I understand it. But for widespread appeal and for a lot of fans, this match is sentimental. It holds a sentimental value. You look back 20 years, this is a dream match that you actually got to see. Remember when Brock Lesnar faced The Rock at SummerSlam in 2002? We're still looking back on that.
Yes, we are.
A veteran star, a Hall of Famer, young guy on the rise that's probably going to become a Hall of Famer himself. 2 Hall of Famers clashing, and that's where the final run needed to end, and I'm glad it's ending this way. And that's how it should end. I know there were bumps in the road. He faced a lot of his old foes. He had a lot of great matches. I loved his match with Logan Paul and AJ Styles, and really it's some of his best matches that he's had in a while. And I think John Cena just lays it all on the line tonight. I think we'll see moves from him that we normally don't see. He is going to give you his absolute all. Him and Gunther are going to have an absolute chop fest. It's going to be all out, balls to the freaking wall. Obviously, the YouTube chat is rolling. If you want, text in. You can call in 855-282-8255 if you want to, chat in the YouTube chat. We'll answer all your John Cena questions. If you got Cena questions, I'll answer them for you because that's what we do. So if that's what we're doing here on Wrestling on the Spectrum today, commemorating John Cena's career and just really, and of course you want to text us 314-580-3770. Again, that's 314-590-3770 if you want to text in and just are reminiscing over John Cena. That's really what we're doing here today. And he deserves every bit of it because he is a generation-defining wrestler. And for us, he defined all of our... I mean, who remembers... I'm just going to go over some Cena members. Fruity Pebbles. Remember John Cena being called a Fruity Pebble? Yes. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. Never give up.
Let's go, Cena.
Cena, yeah. You know the chant. Sucks. You know the chant. You know the chants. The chants. The promos. Everything that John has done in his career, it's all, and obviously we know his military support. Saturday night's main event tonight, Washington, D.C. There's going to be military presence all around the board. His work with tribute to the troops. A lot is going on. A lot is happening here with John, commemorating a legend, and that's the only way to describe Cena, Hall of Famer and legend. And it's all encapsulating tonight. That's what's so great about John. He's such an empowered. He empowers the fans. He's truly the consummate babyface of a generation, the good guy, the superhero. And wrestling will go on because that's what happens in wrestling. Wrestling is going to go on. And we know what's great about wrestling, Ryan? There'll be a new generation defining wrestler.
This night is a change in the landscape of wrestling for all brands, all companies. This isn't just a WWE thing. This is a change in the landscape. I don't think we'll ever see we may be, but I don't know if we'll see somebody that impacted it like John Cena. And that's what wrestling is for. We need to find that next person. So
I agree with you, Ryan. It is wrestling's goal. And that's how it always works. And somebody always rises to the top because someone always has to sell tickets. Someone always has to sell merchandise. People are always being drawn to the television and someone has to be on the cover of video games. John Cena, that's very hard to be the flag bearer of WWE. That's not an easy role. I know these guys are athletes. It's very tough of what they do. Wrestlers get a bad rap, but they are athletes. Most of them have athletic backgrounds. And it's not easy to do what they do on national TV every week. It is an athletic contest. And that's how wrestling is. And people can bash it all they want. But these men and women put their lives on the line every week for our entertainment. And what they have to do, if you hit a mat of plywood, that hurts. I'm telling you, it hurts. These people, and they dig, they scratch, they claw. I've been to these shows. They go and perform in front of no people. They dig, they scratch, they claw, and they work to be the next Johnson. This is what they work for. This is what they do. So if you want to sit there and think wrestling isn't a sport or isn't anything like that, I dare you to, I really implore you to look, because that's what wrestling is. It's a sport. It is sports entertainment. Yes, they're there to entertain you and to get an emotional reaction out of you. John Cena, the great ones, you know what they have all in common? They instill an emotional reaction, and that's what John Cena is one of the best at. With his words, with his matches, John Cena instills, you know what your job is as a wrestler? To get an emotional reaction. You want either someone to jump over the guardrail to attack you, or you want someone to go up and ask for an autograph or to buy a shirt, whatever role you're playing in wrestling. That's your job. Your job, okay, winning matches and winning a championship is a part of it because you climb up the card, you earn more money, you want to be a main eventer, of course. But your job as a wrestler, what if you ask what a job description is, what is a job description to be a professional wrestler? And that is to instill an emotional reaction from the crowd on TV or in the arena. That is your job. And John Cena did his job and is one of the best at doing his job for a generation. And that's why a lot of wrestlers translating over to Hollywood, because that's what you have to do at times as an actor as well, instilling that emotional reaction.
Exactly. And that's how I feel as well. And John Cena going over to Hollywood, he's already made a lot of great shows, just like Peacemaker and things of that nature. And I think that's what the jump is. I think that's what he's thinking on now. And coming back from break right after this, we're going to talk about the match card and talk about the landscape of wrestling moving into the future.
Yep.
Hot Take Central 2.0.
Now, as you sports fans know,
it's really getting out of hand, man. It's going way out of control.
With Cam Jansen.
I'm going to lead you down the path that rocks.
And Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
You're a legend in the city, moving by day instead of night.
Weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
hell yeah.
Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Hot Take Central 2.0.
This whole situation is getting out of control.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouthwatering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
Is your brand stuck on the sidelines? Tired of feeling like your marketing budget is just warming the bench? Well, then it's time to get in the game with Eyesight Media. We don't just put your brand near the action, we put you in the action. Imagine this, your company front and center, showcased in NCAA and pro stadiums and arenas nationwide. If you're ready to elevate your brand to MVP status, don't miss this shot. Visit eyesightmediagroup.com today to apply for an in-arena partnership. That's eyesightmediagroup.com.
Fast Track Auto Transport has been a trusted leader in vehicle shipping for over 25 years, providing reliable, affordable service across the U.S. Fast Track offers fast and safe transportation solutions for individuals, dealerships, fleets, and businesses of all sizes. The Fast Track team prides itself on honest communication, competitive pricing, and real-time tracking, which gives our customers peace of mind from pickup to delivery. Whether you're shipping a single car or managing a large fleet, Fast Track delivers a smooth, hassle-free experience every time. Come see why Fast Track Auto Transport has been St. Louis's go-to company for all your vehicle transport needs for over 25 years. The trusted way, the safe way, the Fast Track way. Visit ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004. That's ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004.
Joined now by the boss, Dave Green. Dave, we're building something pretty special here, but running a growing media company takes more than great content. Tell us why you chose Home Bank for your business banking.
For us, it's all about relationships. With Home Bank, we're not just an account number. We know the people there, and they know us, our goals, and where we're headed. That personal connection makes all the difference.
Greener, when you say relationships, what does that really look like?
They not only know my name, Cam, they know our business. And when I need something, whether it's a phone call or a text, weekday or weekend, morning or night, I get a response from someone I know and help with whatever I need.
That's huge. And for a business like ours, you need a bank that can move at the pace you're moving.
Exactly. We're in a fast-changing media world, and Home Bank has been a steady partner through it all.
Home Bank is a team behind our team. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001.
Home Bank, member FDIC, more than a bank, they're your business partner.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Brown & Crouppen, we get that after an accident, money's tight. That's why we offer so much for free. First call, free. First consultation, free. Stuck at home or in the hospital, we'll come to you for free. So call Brown & Crouppen, where we don't get paid unless you do. And your first consultation is free.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Now back to more of Wrestling on the Spectrum with Brody the Brain Herman, JC and Patrico on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
We are now going to preview Saturday night's main event tonight in Washington, D.C. in the Capital One Arena. That's right. That's home of the Wizards. That's home of the hockey team, the Capitals. I'm sorry. A lot of people active in the YouTube chat right now. Great to see guys like Jeremy, Ryan, Brian Bowman, Cam Jansen, a lot of guys. Thank you for listening, of course. And if you want to be more, if you want to call in 855-282-8255. You want to text in, you can text into the text chain at 314-590-3770. Again, that's 314-590-3770. And we're going to start and kick off to preview this card, of course. The first match I want to talk about, we'll get is kind of out of the way here. Bailey taking on Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca has been in NXT, has been tag teaming with an Australian wrestler, Zarya. But Sol Ruca, originally from Hawaii, and has kind of been one of the up-and-coming stars in NXT. She will be obviously in a match with a veteran wrestler, Bailey. What do I think? I think Bailey actually should, and I think could put over Sol Ruca. I'm actually going to go, maybe it's a big, bold prediction, but I think Sol Ruca actually beats Bailey tonight. Bailey's one of the more underrated promos in the women's division. I've always been very high on Bailey. Sol Ruca is an up-and-comer, and I think Bailey will put over Sol Ruca. I don't think it hurts Bailey at all. I think this match, I don't know what this match is going to be. I haven't seen a lot of Sol Ruca. I know she's been on NXT, and I'm looking forward to this.
I haven't seen a lot of Sol Ruca either, but looking her up, she does have the physique to be a champion for sure. I see that she has really been working alongside around in NXT, TNA, doing all that stuff as well. And Bailey's somebody that I can feel like put over Sol Ruca as well, because Bailey has been like going around her storyline with Valkyria, you know, the
Lyra
crazy
Valkyria.
crazy Bailey thing. But right now we're gonna just see a good match, and they're both athletic, and I'm really excited for this match as well.
Yeah, the next match we'll talk about here, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the Raw Tag Team Champions. It's not going to be a Tag Team Championship match, but they're going up against two wrestlers. I want everyone to jot these two names down. I'm going to talk about the first one here. He's from England. He's only 21 years old. His name is Leon Slater. He's currently in TNA, but he's also making appearances on NXT. It's going to be the similar path to Joe Hendry. He's probably going to end up on the WWE main roster soon. He's probably going to keep getting opportunities. He is tagging with Javon Evans. Javon Evans just beat The Miz last night on SmackDown. He is also 21 years old, and he has been an up-and-coming star. When you think of Javon Evans, I want you guys to think about Sean Waltman, X-Pac. Javon Evans is an incredible in-ring worker. His work is crisp. He's got a lot of potential to be a mainstay in WWE for years to come. If you have a wrestling roster, you need a wrestler like Javon Evans and a guy like Leon Slater, who's also been a TNA X Division champion. So I'm looking forward to see Leon Slater and Javon Evans going up against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. AJ Styles, we know how phenomenal he is. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of his generation. It reminds me, it harkens back. I want to see a TNA X Division style match for this tag team match. A lot of athleticism and a lot of moves we normally wouldn't see in a tag team match in WWE. I'm looking forward to this. However, I don't think the Raw Tag Team Champions are going to lose. Therefore, I have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defeating Javon Evans and Leon Slater. But this match, guys, don't fast forward through this match. Stay tuned for this one. Don't fast forward through it. I know, it's tag teams or whatever. No, this match, this tag team match in particular, is one you should look forward to on this card.
Yeah, and I just want to second that as well. I feel like this match is going to be the most highlight-driven match of the whole card, and it's going to be the most interesting as well. If you just like seeing all that high-flying, cool stuff, you got it with Javon Evans, and you got Leon Slater. Keep in mind, he's only 21, man. He's born in 2004. That means he's younger than me, man, and he's doing all this stuff from TNA going all the way to NXT from the path of the Joe Hendry, like Brody said. And I'm just really interested in seeing Javon Evans and Leon Slater and Dragon Lee do all that flying cool stuff they do. And you got AJ, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and you know what he's done for the rest. You know what he's done.
Oh, he's great, Ryan. He's a phenomenal. He's a TNA Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer. He's been a mainstay in both companies for decades in wrestling. And we've got an interesting match, champion versus champion. The undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Cody Rhodes, versus Oba Femi, the NXT World Heavyweight Champion. Oba Femi is from Nigeria. He's been a heavily pushed wrestler in NXT. I think Cody Rhodes wins this match. I don't think the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion is going to lose. I think Cody Rhodes is going to win in this champion versus champion match. But for a lot of these, Sol Ruca, Oba Femi, Javon Evans, Leon Slater, it's time for them to show what they can do. Exactly. Are you guys? This is an opportunity for them. If you're looking into yourselves, it's How do we make an impression? If we want to be on the main roster, if we want to main event WrestleManias, it starts here. It starts now. And John Cena giving back, giving NXT wrestlers an opportunity to show on a main stage what you could do. You know why? Because he was given that opportunity when he was in OVW. Brock Lesnar was given that opportunity when they were in OVW. Randy Orton was given that opportunity in OVW. Batista was given that opportunity when he was in OVW. All these OVW guys that got chances to wrestle on WWE TV, not in Saturday Night's Main Event, but they got opportunities on shows like Sunday Night Heat and Velocity. They would get those opportunities. And I think John wants to give back by giving a lot of these young NXT up-and-coming wrestlers an opportunity. And for those guys, it's time to show. We're going to find out what Obafemi can do. We're going to find out where Obafemi is at this point in time in his match with Cody Rhodes. It's going to be champion versus champion. I have Cody Rhodes winning it, but I'm looking forward to see what Obafemi can do.
I have Cody Rhodes winning it as well, and I'm really excited for Obafemi. I've been saying Obafemi out of everybody needs to be on the main roster. I need to see that Gunther and Obafemi match. I need to see it on the main roster. I just want to, even though I'm a Gunther, and I don't know what you can say about me about Gunther, but I like how Gunther wrestles, and I love seeing two large guys go at it in the ring, and I know it's going to be a great, entertaining match. So I just want Obafemi to do well against Cody Rhodes tonight and show what he can do so they can finally put him up on the main roster, which I've been saying they need to do.
Yeah, and no disagreement there. And I think a lot of these guys, you've seen Javon Evans finally getting a win last night over a veteran in The Miz.
Yes.
Javon Evans finally, showing what he can do and maybe getting those opportunities. Hard to break through in the main roster, but I mean, we've seen in the last year, and we're going to give our final prediction of Cena and Gunther at the end of the show, and we're going to talk about the match and what it could be, and we're going to give our final predictions. However, to talk about this a little bit in a more deeper perspective here, what the wrestling world is going to be like post-apocalyptic, this is a preview of what it could be. We could be seeing a lot of Javon Evans, Leon Slater, Obafemi on the main roster. The world is going to be a very different world. It's going to be a generation, a turn of generation. Wrestlers, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, they're retiring. This is a change of the guard that has happened. This is the beginning of the changing of the guard, not the end, the beginning. And what does it look like without Cena? Well, I'll tell you what it's going to kind of look like. There are going to be guys main eventing WrestleManias named Gunther, Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. There are going to be a lot of guys main eventing WrestleManias that are named that. We could be seeing maybe even Obafemi main event of WrestleMania one day, but I certainly believe that Braun Breaker, Gunther, and Jacob Fatu were well on their way to main event WrestleManias one day. That's what it's going to be, and we're going to see them getting in a ring and wrestling Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, Ilya Dragunov, Dominic Mysterio, really being, guys that are ascending. Wrestling is not going to be in a bad place when John Cena is gone.
At all.
Not at all. It's going to be definitely maybe different, and maybe there is a void that is felt. I know when John Cena came up, that void without Steve Austin, The Rock was there, and guess what? John Cena filled that void, and I think Gunther, Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, Ilya Dragunov, Dominic Mysterio, guys like that are going to fill that void and is going to be an absolute treat, and you will continue to be a wrestling fan. This isn't going to be the woe is me, the end. I don't think that's the case at all. This is going to be something special. It is a passing of the torch, as Ryan said, and I'm looking forward to a new day.
And exactly like you were saying with the Chris Jerichos and the Rey Mysterios and all those guys walking out and being on the tail end of their careers, just like us, we're getting older. But the thing is, life keeps going on, and just like how we were in 2009 and 10, and we were little kids looking at John Cena, and we knew about Steve Austin, but we didn't get to see him.
Right.
These kids are going, that 9-year-old, 10-year-old right now that's either watching us or listening, they're going to look on Monday Night Raw and see something spectacular from one of these guys and be like, hey, that's my guy.
That's your guy.
And it doesn't matter about the titles they win. It just matters about what they do. Like me personally, I loved watching John Morrison, and I just liked how he would walk out, what he would wear, and I loved his finisher. So it was just stuff like that, and that's how the landscape of wrestling always will be.
Yeah, John Morrison, great. Obviously, he was so great in OVW, and he was so great in OVW. Oh, he's incredible. Eminem and Melina. Oh, that was phenomenal. Love that group and tag team. But I'll say this. Ryan's absolutely right. You know, there are young kids now, they don't really know John Cena. They're watching it. They've always been told of yesteryear, the past, the past, the past. That's how it was for us when we were watching Shawn Michaels. Remember the past. Remember what he was in the 90s, the past, the past. They may not never fully understand it. They can go on the WWE Vault YouTube page. They have John Cena versus Randy Orton and OVW, and they'll understand why. They'll understand why John Cena is who he is today. This is like how we had to do it when we had to watch Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan matches. We weren't alive when those happened, but you learn. And there's going to be a new day where you're going to have, there are a lot of fans out there, go back, watch old Cena matches. You'll learn. You'll understand why John is in the spot that he is in today. Those days when he was feuding with JBL, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, just Edge, just all of those great times, winning Money in the Banks, coming back at Madison Square Garden at the Royal Rumble in 2008. Oh my goodness, was that awesome.
After nobody thought he would show up.
Nobody
even knew he was even showing up.
When he tore his pec and we all thought, oh gosh, he's down, and then he comes back. He tore his tricep in 2013 and he came back and fought, the Authority. When he was there in Wrestling The Rock, and we thought Icon versus Icon in WrestleMania, 2 guys in Hollywood. Oh my goodness. He was everything. He was a superhero. He was our Hulk Hogan. He was a legitimate wrestling superhero. There is no denying that. The guy on the Fruity Pebbles box, the guy that was in the Fred movies, the guy, there was a period of time when John Cena was that dude.
He was everywhere. And he still is now in Hollywood, but it's just like John Cena, he grew with a whole generation.
Yes.
Like a whole generation of wrestling fans became wrestling fans because they heard that dun 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 dun.
That's right. The trumpets playing. He comes out to his great WrestleMania entrance. The attitude adjustment, fireman's carry, the STF, the You Can't See Me, the 5-knuckle shuffle, which always looked like crap, but people didn't care anyway. It was his people's elbow. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
John Cena coming out with the jeans. He always had that ability, and people will always remember it. What they'll remember most about John Cena, they'll probably remember his iconic catchphrases. They'll remember the epic rivalries that he had with so many wrestlers. They'll remember all of the appearances he made on, late night shows and movies. They'll remember the You Can't See Me. They'll remember his never give up attitude. They'll remember all the wishes he made to kids. He has left an impacting legacy on wrestling. That's the thing about legacy, Ryan. Legacy is planting seeds for a tree you never get to see. And now Cena has spent the last 25 years planting seeds, Ryan. And now we are going to start to see that tree called John Cena's legacy grow in front of our eyes. He's going to be inducted into that Hall of Fame. And guess what? John Cena was a fan of wrestling when he was a kid. There's that famous picture of him with that paper title belt. And that's what's great about wrestling. It's going to always continue. What is the post-apocalyptic world without Cena in it? Will there be a void? There may be a little bit. But again, John Cena he'll be missed. He will be missed. Just like Steve Austin, The Rock, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan are missed. He will be missed, but he won't be forgotten. And his impact in WWE, he has impacted WWE forever. He will never appear for another wrestling promotion, so don't start that rumor out there. He will forever be entrenched and remembered in WWE. Yeah, he'll do all the movies in Hollywood. That's great, but that's not what he'll be remembered for. He'll be remembered for this. He'll be remembered as the 17-time world champion, the 5-time United States champion, 4-time tag team champion, the Intercontinental champion, the Grand Slam champion, the Hall of Famer, the consummate professional. That's what John Cena will remember for. The jeans, the baseball cap, and the You Can't See Me, and the trumpets coming out, and the fans instilling that emotional reaction, chanting either you love him or you hate him, a polarizing figure in the sport. He will be remembered for that. That will be his legacy. And as we dive into his final match, because we're going to give our official prediction, you've been waiting for it. As you know, we've talked about this so much on the show today. John Cena versus Gunther will be the final match. John Cena's been dubbed his retirement match. He says it's going to be the end. And I think John Cena will put over Gunther because it would be almost out of character if he didn't. The consummate professional. He's all about putting guys over. Maybe he won't go up to Gunther. Maybe he will just take a pin. Or maybe he will give up to Gunther. Maybe he will. I don't know if he'll tap out. I doubt he'll tap out because he's only tapped out 5 times in his career. And maybe he'll pass out, but he's going to give it his absolute all like he's given you for over 25 years. He's given it for 23 years and 25 years, counting his years in developmental. He has given you his all, his sheer all. He has given it to you. He's going to lay it all on the line tonight in what will be an epic retirement match with the Ring General and Gunther, a generational talent in this sport, up and coming. He will likely retire 2 Hall of Fame wrestlers in the same year. This is a dream match. Clear the fog out of your eyes, fans. This is a dream match. This is a match you've all wanted to see, even if you don't want to admit you want to see it. But that's what it is in wrestling. Oh, do we really want to see it? But guess what? You guys are going to get to see it tonight. You are going to get to see the dream match of dream matches. And John Cena wrestling Gunther. I think John Cena puts over Gunther. Gunther wins. And John Cena puts him over like the consummate professional he is. And all of the people will come out. Whoever comes out, could be Edge, could be Jericho, who knows. But there'll be people that come out on the stage and they'll give a John Cena a standing ovation. Everyone from the back will come out and the fans will thank Cena like they should, because we all as wrestling fans should thank John Cena for his years in professional wrestling, the great matches he gave us, the great promos he delivered, all the great t-shirts he came up with, all the great merchandise he produced, all the autographs he signed for us, all the pictures he took with us. Everything John Cena has done for us over the past 25 years in this sport, he should be thanked. He has done so much. He is given to the sport. He has defined a generation. That is the only way to properly describe him, a Hall of Famer. He is John Cena, and he will be missed, but wrestling will be in a better place, and he has paved the way for wrestling to be in a better place when he's gone.
Yes, I think he's going to put over Gunther as well. And speaking on putting wrestling in a better place, who are some guys that you think like, hey, these guys are going to be the faces of WWE? And I'm not talking about like, oh, we already know Roman is or Cody.
Sure.
I'm talking about some guys like not even on WWE's roster. Anybody that you think, hey, these guys are going to be faces or could be big time box office material.
I think Gunther's up there. I think Braun Breaker's up there. I think those are top 2 guys. I think Jacob Fatu will have a place as a box office attraction in the sport as the up-and-coming Samoan face. He'll be the new Samoan face of wrestling. I think that you have guys like Javon Evans and Ilya Dragunov and Dominic Mysterio that will, round out the card. I think those 6 or 7 guys, and I think they will be incredible for wrestling. I am so excited for what they can do. Bronson Reed and Austin Theory, hopefully they come along, because I actually thought Austin Theory would be one of the biggest box office attractions in wrestling. Obviously, that probably won't come to fruition, but I would love to see it. Those guys, WWE is going to be stronger than ever. I know they emphasize that, but they're going to be stronger. They're going to remain a consummate, a staple, and it ain't going away. And I think this night is going to signify a new beginning of wrestling, the start of the change of the guard. And that's when this event should be called Saturday Night's Main Event, A New Beginning, because that's exactly what it is.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying as well. I think a lot of these people on the match card, even though they're not on the main roster yet, there's a guy that I watch, and he always says, these people can move around. And I look at a lot of these guys on the roster right now, and I think the NXT people can make these people move around, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think even Ethan Page, guys like that, they show me like, hey, the other people that's on the main roster right now, you guys don't have to really be here. And I'm going to be honest with that.
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. I'm excited about where wrestling can go. I know that the days, can you believe Shelton Benjamin was in OVW alongside John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Batista, Randy Orton were in OVW with John Cena. What a great job and what a great time. I know people have mixed feelings about OVW and Jim Cornette, but the amount that Jim Cornette has impacted wrestling, it has been incredible. Look at the guys that have trained in his training school that he's booked. They've all been touched by Jim Cornette. I'm going to list you some of these guys: John Cena, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Batista, Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, going up to in TNA when he was there, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Jay Lethal, going into his days of Ring of Honor, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Tommaso Ciampa, the Briscoes, Cesaro, Chris Hero, all of these guys that have been impacted by Jim Cornette's booking, by Jim Cornette's training and development. Look at the stars he's produced. I mean, you can criticize the guy all you want, but look at the guys he's produced. I'm going to say it again. John Cena, Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Batista, Bobby Lashley, going all the way through to his days in TNA. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, I've said it already. In Ring of Honor, I mean, look at the guys at Ring of Honor that he brought. I mean, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, stuff. I mean, generations have been defined by Jim Cornette, Danny Davis, Rip Rogers, Gabe Sapolsky. These guys, you may not have heard these names, but they have defined a generation of wrestlers, and it is because of them that wrestling is in the spot they are in today. And it is the reason why we all watch. It is the hardworking people. And that's the thing about wrestling. And that's the thing about Wrestling on the Spectrum. This show's not about any of us hosts. The centerpiece of Wrestling on the Spectrum, like the sport of wrestling itself, it's the fans, it's the listeners, it's the viewers. You guys are our centerpiece. And John Cena has been the centerpiece of our viewers, of our listeners, and our audience's lives for so many years. He's been the centerpiece of the wrestling universe. He's been the mainstay, the staple, the guy we've all grown up with. And this night is the end. It signals the end of our childhoods, and you feel like you're growing older. I feel personally that I'm growing older and really feel like this night makes you feel like an adult. This night I'm like, oh gosh, I'm an adult now because John's retiring. Oh my goodness. That's what this night signifies. Thank you, John Cena. Thank you to the audience, the viewers, and the listeners who listen to the show. And thank you to all the people who have supported wrestling for all these years. Thank you guys like Danny Davis, Tom Pritchard, and Rip Rogers, Jim Cornette, Gabe Sapolsky, and all the great names, Jeremy Borash, all these guys, Jeff Jarrett, and Kerry Silken, and Delirious, who's currently the head of creative in TNA right now. He's been around. Hunter Johnson, shout him out. He's from St. Louis. All of these great guys that have allowed us to enjoy and to give us wrestling. And this part of the show is just a thank you to all of those guys. I know on the show we may criticize and analyze and decode the things that these guys do, but they deliver us so many great memories. And John Cena is at the forefront of delivering all of us great memories of wrestling. All of us have great memories. My favorite matches growing up, John Cena and CM Punk at Money in the Bank. John Cena main eventing WrestleMania against Triple H, main eventing WrestleMania against Shawn Michaels were some of my earliest and most fond memories of Cena. Main eventing the WrestleManias against The Rock, having matches with Bray Wyatt. John Cena has been a generation-defining wrestler of my generation, and that's what's great about it. And if you want to follow this show on all the socials, go to @Wrestling on the Spectrum on Instagram, @Wrestling on the Spectrum on TikTok, @Wrestling and the letters OTS on X. Check out the Wrestling on the Spectrum Facebook page, @Wrestling on the Spectrum on our YouTube page. You can find clips there. You can find long form entertainment videos there. Just give it a follow, give it a like, give it a share. Let everybody know that it's out there. And we're going to keep delivering this show for you, Wrestling on the Spectrum. And for all of us on Wrestling on the Spectrum, John Cena has given us so many memorable moments. And in the posts that we give on the upcoming weeks, just type in just memorable John Cena moments that you've had, because you're going to reminisce a lot about it after tonight. I promise you that. You all are going to reminisce about how great John Cena really was. And if you're too young to remember how great John Cena was, go on the WWE Vault YouTube channel and watch some of the great John Cena matches to educate yourself, just like I did for Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and Steve Austin and The Rock. This has been such a wonderful journey that John has put us all through, and we just have to thank him for it. Whatever you feel about John Cena's in-ring ability, his promos, any of that stuff, you have to admit he's given you all guys a lot of food for thought in wrestling. This is today's episode of Wrestling on the Spectrum right here on the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. I want to thank you guys for listening and watching the show. And watch John Cena's final match tonight on Peacock at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That's going to be on Peacock, Saturday night's main event, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That's where John Cena's retirement match is going to be. It's going to be on Peacock tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Please watch it. Please comment on our social media, post your favorite memories of John Cena. And I know we may not be able to see John Cena in a wrestling ring anymore, and that's going to be very painful. But you can't see me.
This hour of